This is Edgar Howard Wright, one of my favorite English film directors. He studied at the Arts University in Bournemouth. Known for his fast editing style, employing whip pans and crash zooms, amongst other techniques, he often edits to the score or soundtrack of the film. This is one of Edgar Wright's signature marks that he has used since his very first short. He uses his fast action cutting for comedic purposes, like he does in Shaun of the Dead, or for action, like he does in Baby Driver. When Edgar Wright was between the ages of 18 to 20, he made about 3-hour-long short films. There was Dead Right, as we see here, A Fistful of Fingers, which was a Western, and then also Carbolic Soup, which was a superhero flick. We'll just be going through a couple of short clips here. This was made in 1993 when Edgar was only 18. This very, very hot fuzz style of film. It's very interesting to see his early, how he made a cop film in his early days. There's a lot of fast action cuts, which we see throughout his entire career. There's a lot of visual humor, a lot of ironic humor here, where one character says one thing and then in the next scene something completely opposite happens. Again, a lot of repeated lines of dialogue for comedy in this purposes. And also in Dead Right, there's a moment where Edgar Wright breaks the fourth wall, where the main cop beats somebody with a boom mic. And I think that's very funny because we don't see a lot of Edgar Wright breaking the fourth wall in his later films. So this is A Fistful of Fingers, made in 1995 in his hometown of Somerset. I think it's really interesting to see a Western film shot in England. We can see a lot of his influences here, like in Dirty Harry or A Good, Bad, and the Ugly. Just watch for a moment.
What you doing, stranger? Just passing by. Keep on passing by.
It's a nice whip pan there.
This is none of your business. I suggest you get out of here. But I suggest you stick it up your ass.
If that's not Clint Eastwood, then I don't know what is. Anyway, so Shaun of the Dead, I just wanted to. This is a very good scene to kind of digest for a moment because it shows everything that Edgar Wright has always been doing since his early days, and I say that with the compliments because I love his style of editing. That's foreshadowing the ending of the film where Shaun enters the shed and it says player 2 has entered the game, and the now zombified Ed is playing the same exact video game. So again, repeated dialogues for foreshadowing. Here we see the fast cuts.
You do know the front door was open again last night.
2 acts of foreshadowing here. Shaun does the same exact mirror movement in the next on the next night. After the zombies have already descended onto England, and he pushes the mirror back, and it reveals the now zombified Phil. And also, Phil talks about the door being open, which is how the zombies get in the next morning. I just love that Edgar Wright rewards you for watching the movies more than once, because you might miss this line of dialogue and then watch it again the next time and then realize that it was foreshadowing. In conclusion, so Edgar Wright uses his signature fast action cutting. He often blends the genre. Shaun of the Dead was horror and comedy. Baby Driver was action and comedy. He's made this new movie called One Night in Soho, which is a horror drama. And I know he employs his same style of editing